These are some Dinar Guru updates. Starting off with Mountain Goat, the UN said they would give Iraq until October 4th to form their government, and if not, they would step in. So now they have stepped in and gave what I call the first stern warnings to Iraq. The next warnings will not be so gentle. Question: could Iraq go into trusteeship? Answer: they are now totally out of Chapter 7, as we know. This would be a step backwards for them and our investment too. Mark Z via PDK: multiple reports from diverse sources say that IQD is trading at the new rate overseas and on Forex. What is the rate? Why has it not made it here yet? Mark Z says in Kuwait it took 10 days before the RV traded here in the US at a changed value. Buckle up. We are watching it play out. This is a time to find our extra patience. Frank 26, the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, took out over 20 years ago the coins due to a rate change that would make these coins worthless. Now the CBI brings back slash reintroduces coins slash fills. Why? Because a rate change is occurring. The 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, we told you about these. So did the CBI. The monetary reform education marches on with coin education to the citizens of Iraq. It is important that citizens of Iraq be educated on the power of less than a dinar. Militiaman article quote: a deputy calls on the Sudanese to implement his economic reform program. Quote: one of the steps of the economic reforms is to restore the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar against the US dollar from 1450 dinars to 1180 dinars for $1, unquote. Militiaman says there is no evidence that going back to 1180 is part of any plan, let alone from someone who is not in charge yet nor may ever be. The CBI has stated there is a need in the future for coins. They have already in 2018 had new currency issuance noted in their financials. The rate of 1180 will never work to have a need for coins ever. Mark Z via PDK: I am hoping it is the Golden Goose weekend. A lot of conjecture about this 3-day weekend. Everyone is where they need to be right now, and they're being leaned on to stay quiet. Iraq is absolutely predictable right now. You have one article comes out saying it will happen today, then another article comes out saying it won't happen for 3 years. It is totally expected what we are seeing out of Iraq right now. There is still open conversations on the street of Iraq about the new rate and how close it is. This is what we should focus on because they will continue putting out conflicting stories just to keep us confused. This is on purpose. Actually, it's not us they want to confuse, but the big whales on Forex trading. They want to keep confused. Everyone is waiting at the edge of their seats, waiting for that shoe to drop and somebody else to flip the switch. What that timing is, I do not know. Pimpy says there's always a possibility that they could change the rate contrary to what needs to be done before a rate change should happen. Sandy Ingram says urgent and disturbing news coming out of the UN briefing sessions on Iraq. UN Representative Janine Plashart warned on Tuesday that government spending in Iraq will stop if the 23 if a budget for the country is not approved. She went on to say all anti-corruption efforts have failed. This is serious. If Iraq cannot form a government by the year's end, we are not sure what will happen. I personally have hope Iraq will pull through and work it all out. And Bob the Taxman says currencies are treated differently. We know our exotic currency, the IQD, is going to be treated as ordinary income. It's calculated on your personal income tax bracket and your filing status. If you're investing in the Forex currencies, they're treated with a special tax application. Cryptocurrencies are treated as a capital asset, meaning if you hold it for more than a year, it's going to have long-term capital gain. Note, of course, consult your tax professionals at the time appropriate to determine the taxes for your unique circumstances. All right, Bruce via Wiser Now says we are supposed to be notified over the weekend. Question now, what is over the weekend mean? Bruce says, I would say Saturday, possibly Saturday afternoon might be in play. Question, could they notify us on Sunday? Bruce says, yeah, so either day is in play for notifications. What about exchanges? Could we get notified and start Saturday? Bruce says, yes. Could we start Sunday? Yes, not as likely, but I say yes. Even though Monday is Columbus Day, it is not a bank holiday. Banks will not be closed. So, does that mean Monday is in play for us to go into redemption centers for exchanges? I think so. The good news is this is moving forward. I've been excited all week because I felt like, from what I was hearing, we are getting very close. And lastly, from Mountain Goat article quote, Chatham House corruption in Iraq is caused by the U.S. led coalition. This corruption is why we have not yet seen the RV, just another indicator that the corrupt do not want to give up the golden goose. Well, they're going to give it up, like it or not. These days are slowly coming to an end.